Well, welcome back everyone to Wildwood Zoo. Hope you guys are all having easily and most indubitably one of the most wonderful days. This video is brought to you by me. Hi, my name's Leaf. Nice to have you guys here. So today in Wildwood Zoo, we are getting started on a beautiful little lynx habitat. And one of the key things in this habitat is actually one of the tried and true things that I stand by, is that blueprints are not bad to use, and because of this, I'm actually using a frontier blueprint in here. I know, it's very crazy, but we make it work, which is what I'm super excited about, so you'll see that in just a little bit. But before we do get started, lynx can climb, and they can climb very good. They're extremely agile cats found all over the globe. We have them as, Canadian lynx and bobcats over here in the United States, and both Asia and Europe, I think, yeah, they both have Eurasian lynx, which are very beautiful and what we're building for today. Ideally, I would have loved either Canadian lynx or bobcat in the zoo, but since I'm doing it unmodded, I really can't bring them in here. But I really make a good enough area for them to begin with, and this is starting to get in the area where we're going to be like, all right, we need stand-in species for what we're doing. So obviously we had the river otters before, and over here we have the Eurasian lynx. We're going to be doing some really funky ones later down the line, so stay tuned for that stuff, because those are going to be my favorite habitats. So actually making our way throughout here, I'm doing one section of this wall, if that makes sense. Yeah, one section of this kind of like aviary first, and then I copy that on itself, and then again and again and again. It's just a really awesome way of building. I really suggest you guys build in like these small little chunks. It really does make the building process so much easier. I mean, look at that. Imagine if I did that all piece by piece by piece. This video would actually be at a longer length. Oh my gosh, I would need to talk longer. Could you guys believe that? So welcome. Okay, we're getting started. So once you start to do that, you place down a few of them, and then you start to realize, maybe I could add like cross beams throughout there. So that's exactly what I do. So you can see I start to add a few over here. It's not really on the perfect angle, and that's something I always forget to tell myself. It's to build on the world axis. Now you guys may be saying, what the hell is a world axis? You know, when you when you're using that advanced move edit, and then you see, I'm trying to see it in this video over here, because yeah, you see that it's like a multicolor button. It has yellow, green, red, and blue in it. That sort of snaps it to the world axis, and that's something I always suggest you guys do, because building on the world axis is so much easier than whatever axis your pieces are on, because if you're building on the axis your pieces are on, who the hell knows how you flip the piece? Who the hell knows what direction it's facing? If you build on the world axis, you'll always have that perfect X, Y, and Z coordinates that you could always rely on. So that's exactly something I try and tell everyone whenever I get the chance. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Now building off of here, I'm using the mesh pieces to really make this area feel very complete. This is something that I don't really do too often because it's very tedious. Big shout out to like Zoof, Leader, Caesar Creates, who actually do take the time to do that kind of jazz. That's far beyond my pay grade, but this is the one time where it actually is my pay grade, because I love building for Lynx. I really don't know, like, I feel like I wasn't so excited about them originally in, like, the outlying of the European DLC, yada yada, but after a while, I started to love building for these guys. I built for them in Tiergarten. Now that's a throwback. I built for them in Riverbend. I'm also building for them in here as well. A really awesome animal, really beautiful animal. I have a lot of mod space on it, which gives me a much more greater appreciation for it, which is very cool. But making our way throughout here, you can see I'm building on that little housing area back there, and I'm reusing some of the roofs from before. So I kind of go over here, I use the same colors as before, and I do that right there. And I realized some of my other roofs were missing. I really have no idea what happened there. Like, I look back at my file, and half of my roofs are missing. Literally no clue as to how that would have happened. But you know what? It's totally fine. We make do. So we kind of place them all throughout here and make sure that that is nice and consistent. And we also fix that little framework over here. Just a little nice tedium of detail that I like to do is really framing the angles of the actual roofs. Probably not something you would see in real life. obviously, but I'm having a lot of fun with it in Wild Woods. I feel like it gives it has its own characteristic that I feel like really stands out compared to like my other projects. So I really do love doing that kind of stuff. You can see I threw in that big old watchtower right there. That is the Frontier blueprint that we're building with. I figured it fit right in perfectly. It was like a perfect 4x4 square at the top. So I was like, you know what? Wouldn't it be cool if like we integrate that into a build? Because again, if I didn't have that in here, this habitat would just be a caged in habitat. It wouldn't have anything special. And you guys know how much I like to make my habitats feel a little bit more special than others. Even if it's a little bit unrealistic or if it's a little bit too over-themed, I still think it looks better in the end and it better fits my style. And that's something that is totally fine. If you guys build a lot more realistically and you don't take those like, you know, grand kind of approaches to habitats, that's totally fine. In fact, I'm super jealous. I wish I could tone my builds down sometimes. But if you like to build nice and spectacular habitats, I'm reminded of Mr. Poisonblade. Yeah, you guys do that, please. The best thing about Planet Zoo, I always say, is the fact that you can build however you want and no one will judge you. Except for, you know, probably me. I judge everyone, but it's totally fine because I judge everyone in the good light, you know? So making our way throughout here, utilizing free build to place an enrichment item on its side, which by the way, huge alert. Oh my god, free build's updated. I should probably make a video on that by itself because I feel like more people need to know about that because someone asked me pretty much every single day, is free build updated yet? And I'm like, I don't know. Why? I don't work here. Sir, this is a Wendy's. But still, making our way throughout here and decorating the exterior of the habitat. I really wanted this area to feel a little bit more rocky than anything else, but then I cover it with plants, so it's like, what the hell, Leaf? What the hell? You were going for such a good idea. Why waste it? Why squander it? Yada yada. But some rocks still do stick out of there, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we use our tried and true method of nettle and saltwort bushes, as well as some lady ferns. Really awesome combination right there. It makes me super happy. That's a transition over there. So you can see I let some guests in the zoo, but again, I keep forgetting that they could actually go down these paths I don't want them to go down. So I place a few of those guest barriers all throughout. Keeps them out. That's all I need. So making our way over here, I'm decorating the inside of the habitat as well. Nothing really too crazy because obviously it's the inside of the habitat. The lynx would probably trot around. They'd probably have like pace lines and stuff like that in there. So realistically, it wouldn't have too much foliage in there, but we could say it's, you know, right after the rains, right after whatever. And I really don't know anymore. Adding all these beautiful leaves in here. I'm one of the most beautiful leaves in the community, but hey, Planet Zoo gave us some of the most beautiful leaves in the game. Throwing them right all throughout there and making it feel nice and lush and very fall vibes. We may be slowly encroaching on winter, but I am not done with fall just yet. You guys could probably tell. So adding the rest of the ferns throughout this like dead area right in the middle over there too. And I got started, I think, right after the speed build on here. Ooh, there's a beautiful cardinal at the window. I get started on the lake in the middle of the kind of entire zoo. Super excited for that episode because I have some really funky ideas in mind for that. I hope you guys are excited because I really want to use the keeper talks a lot more, and that's going to be one of the main areas where we will actually have something like that. But yeah, here we go into the cinematics. Oh my gosh, that kind of creeped up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are always the best. Be sure to drop a little like if you did enjoy the video. And yeah, look at me mess up on that little cinematic right there. You know what? It's totally fine. I'm going to leave that in the video because you know what? You guys deserve to see all the outtakes. I wish you guys could hear me like cussing about how I messed up that shot right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are always the best, and I can't wait to see you all in the next episode. Take care, and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.